All right, right now I am joined by Mikey Garcia, who is finally going to return back to the ring here July 30th, live on Showtime, up in Brooklyn at the Barclays Center. He's going to be taking on Fernando Vargas, not that Fernando Vargas, but Frozo or Frezzo. I know I'm probably misenunciating that, but he's going to be back in the ring. So, Mikey, finally you're back, man. Is it? Are you getting nervous, getting closer to time to getting back in the ring, or is it? Does it starting to feel right? It's starting to feel regular again.
Look, I'm coming back July 30th. I'm very happy. I will be fighting Elio Rojas from the Dominican Republic. But it's all normal to me now. I mean, I'm not nervous. It's just another day at the office for me. I know what this is about. I know what this is like, and it's nothing new to me. I'm just very excited. That's for sure. I'm very excited to come back, finally get my career back on track, and move on and then look for bigger and better things.
Like you said, Jermaine, you're going to get back on track now. It's been now over 2 years since you've last fought. Is there any fear of ring rust at all, or have you been able to, when obviously with your brother being a trainer, working with guys out there in Oxnard and in Riverside, have you been able to still kind of stay somewhat in shape for your return here back to the ring?
Well, there's no ring rust. I don't believe in any ring rust on me because I've been active. I've been in the gym, helping my brother's fighters, starting, in the time that Chino Maidana fought Floyd, I was helping him with sparring, and then after that, I helped Brandon a little bit and helping the rest of the guys that my brother has, Saul Rodriguez, Mikey Perez, the Hector Sanahara, Jonathan Navarro, and the list goes on. Guys that come from other gyms to spar. And I'm there. I'm helping them, but at the same time, it helps me stay in shape, stay active, and just keep that ring rust off,
And speaking of Garcia Boxing, you guys have such a diverse group of people who come in and out of those gyms from all different walks of life, different cultures, different countries. With you seeing that many different fighters and from different backgrounds, does it give you a lot more different looks as you're sparring and you're helping them, but also as you're learning things as well? Does it kind of help you, as you prepare for your fights going forward, to where you're seeing different looks and it's kind of giving you more of a database as far as fighters go, with you guys having such a diverse group there?
Well, it's not only the diversity in ethnicities, but what really helps is the styles that these fighters choose to use and fight in. We have guys that are strictly, power punches, brawlers. And then we have guys who like to box and use their intelligence and footwork and reflex, so we got southpaws there, so we're definitely always, staying fresh, learning new things, always working on improving what we believe we already know. So that definitely helps, and it helps everybody in the gym to be well-rounded in just about every style of fight that there is.
Now, as you said, you've been helping other fighters as well, during your time away. But as a fighter, what was the toughest part for you during this time that you've been, inactive? What's been the toughest part for you watching fights go on and knowing that you're kind of tied up legal-wise, that you can't get back out there? What was the toughest part in that?
Well, the toughest part, honestly, is not being able to make money, not being able to fight. You could be fighting, making money, getting titles, and you're sidelined. You can't do anything. It's not in my control. Not having control over what I do with my career was the most frustrating. I couldn't fight. I wanted to fight, but there was no fights offered. There was no fights negotiated. I could not just get up and pick a fight. So that was honestly very, very frustrating. And at the same time, I got to see all these fighters, who I believe I could definitely beat, and I'm just there, sitting down. There's nothing for me to do.
You were saying you weren't offered fights and just kind of sitting around, but did it ever come a time to where you just kind of, you or your team reached out the top rank and said, what, forget it, let's just get a fight together, we'll fight, let me get back in the ring? Did that ever cross your mind to just say, forget the lawsuit, forget everything, just get me back in the ring?
Not at the point where I was at that moment, no, because there was no insight. The top rank was not being clear on what they believed within the contract. I believe my contract was already up. They believed that there was an extension that applied. I didn't see how that extension would apply in my case. And when we asked, for clarification or interpretation, they just wouldn't give us a straight answer. So what reason would I have to ask for a fight if that meant that maybe they would have an opportunity to further extend the contract even more and use that against me? You fought this time, you became champion, now that extends another 3 years, or that extends another 5 fights, or whatever the cost. So I just said, you know what? No, I'd rather go through the court. I have faith that once the judge sees my case and sees my standpoint and sees my contract, they have to rule in my favor. And that's what we did. We waited till the last minute until Top Rank finally gave up after we had the first hearing with the judge. Judge's choice of words were very, very favorable towards me, and Top Rank decided to throw in the towel. They didn't want to wait for the final judgment because they were in big trouble.
Now, with all this this over and it's done with, you're now moving on in your career. Is there any chance that you could ever see doing business from, obviously they got guys on the roster that you could fight in big fights. Do you see the way that things ended with you maybe souring any chances of you maybe fighting a Postal Crawford winner down the road or someone else down the road? Just throwing names out. Is that something now that, the lawsuit's behind you to where you could do business separate down the line?
Look, in the sport of boxing, you have to also be a businessman. And Bob Arum is a businessman. I have to look at it that way. I cannot keep, my pride and allow my pride to get the best of me and prevent certain fights from happening. If those fights are talked about and interesting and we can work something out, of course. That's why at the last minute, I didn't even ask for much other than just my release from Top Rank because I wanted to keep those options available, those doors open. I had them in a position where they could have been in big trouble. I could have, I had them like in a stronghold. I could have maybe asked and demanded for many things when they were ready to release me. But I was advised by several people and not to do that. Maybe just leave it open, just walk away, take the release, walk away. Who knows in the future we might need to work together, and if you pressure them too much right now, then it might not happen. So that's why we might be able to work in the future together.
Now, what do you think is maybe the biggest learning process throughout all of this that you could maybe pass on to some of the young guys that are there in the gyms that you work with in regards to the business of boxing? What would be maybe the biggest thing you would tell someone after going through this experience you've went through over the last 2 years?
It's okay to speak up. You don't have to be intimidated and afraid of a promoter if he's wrongdoing you, You have to be very careful with who you work with what you sign, with clarification on all terms and every clause in the contract. Make sure you guys get, good understanding and a good end date or if there's some extensions that apply, make sure that they're clear. Don't just wait and wait until the promoter decides to release you whenever they feel like it, because they're going to find ways to try to hold you. If they can hold you, they believe in you, and you're a big asset to the company, and they're going to try to, obviously hold you. And that's kind of what they did with me. They wanted to hold me, start me out until the last minute. They thought I would break and maybe, come back begging to them, but I didn't. I was able to hold my ground and wait and fight it out legally till the last minute.
Now, kind of get on to now what's in front of you. Like you said, July 30th, Showtime. You're going to be back fighting in New York, like you said, against Elio Rojas. This is going to be about here at 140, here at the super lightweight, junior welterweight limit. Now, this is going to be you going up in weight. Last time we saw you were fighting at 130. It was kind of they said there was issues with you cutting the weight and what have you, but you were still going out winning and beating guys. Is 140 going to be your home going forward, or at least you can see in the immediate future? Or, is there a chance that we could ever see you going back down to even 135?
Look, I plan on doing this fight at 140, but it's only on my way down to 135. I want to come down to 135, win the title at the lightweight division. That's what I want. I think that'll be a very good weight class for me. This fight, like I said, is just a return, and we want to come down to 40 just to, get my body adjusted a little bit better. But eventually I want to come down to 35 and win the title there.
Now, in your opponent, he's made a couple of comments in regards to he thinks he's going to be able to outbox you to win a decision. Is that something that would be I don't know, smart for somebody to say that they think they're going to actually try to physically outbox you. Given, like I said, last time we seen you're one of the top guys in the world pound for pound at flat out boxing. Is that something you kind of strange coming from an opponent's mouth going into a fight saying they're going to try to beat you at your own game?
Well, it's not strange. I mean, he is a good boxer. He has used his reach and straight punches, overhand right, to keep some of the opponents, at bay, and he's been able to do that. So maybe he feels that that's his strong point. But no matter what he does, I'm gonna adjust. I'm gonna make the proper adjustment in my game plan and my fight game, so I can, either have to get in close, or if I have to, beat him with footwork or hand speed, whatever it may be. I'm confident in my abilities, very well rounded boxing skills, and I think I'm just unbeatable.
Now he's kind of he's in a I don't want to say a similar position, but you guys do have some parallels to where it's also been 2 years since he's fought, and because he had some managerial issues as well. You think this was really maybe the best matchup for you? So, since you're getting thrown quote unquote to the lions, with you having the layoff, is this kind of a perfect kind of a matchup to see where you're at coming off of the layoff?
Well, it was the best available for us. We proposed to fight. We were trying to get a fight with other names, and for one reason or another, they were not made. Either the opponents didn't take the fight, or they were already occupied with another fight coming up, or the network wouldn't approve. So there's a few things that go into choosing the opponent. His name was approved. His name was available in the time that we needed, and I think it's a very good opponent. A former world champion, skilled, experienced fighter, also coming off from almost 2-year layoff. And I think it's a very fair fight, very even fight actually, if you ask me.
Now, in a perfect world, how many more fights would you like to get in here before the year's out? With the first one being here, obviously the end of this month. How many more would you like to try to get in before 2016 closes out?
Well, in a perfect world, and as perfect as you can get in boxing, it's going to be hard, but I definitely feel that we can definitely do 2 fights before the end of the year. I think there's plenty of time to do and accomplish 2 fights. But in a perfect world, and if God forbid any injuries, cuts, or anything like that, then possibly if I could squeeze in a 3rd fight before the end of the year, I would really, really love that. I want to stay busy. I want to stay active. I've had my break. I've had my time off. Now it's time to get to work.
And the last question I'll ask you about, because the rumors are swirling around, is a deal imminent, this coming week, possibly with you and Floyd Mayweather's Mayweather Promotions? That's the buzz going around. Is that something we can see that fight, that deal done, you joining Mayweather Promotions before your fight here this month, or is that something you're going to focus a little bit more after this bout is over?
I'm focusing right now on my fight. That's why I decided to take this fight, because I felt that working with another promoter or anybody, that negotiations would probably prolong my return and take a little longer. I need to take my time to really, get everything in order with whoever I sign. And, this fight was proposed, for me to return, and I took advantage of the opportunity. I didn't want to wait any longer to get a fight. And then once the fight is done and over with, then I have a little more time to take my proposals or my offers and really, really sit down and maybe finish up negotiations.
All right, so in other words, we'll hear something more after the bout, but you're keeping all your options open. There's nobody who's singled out.
No, we're definitely gonna wait till after the fight. You may hear that I did receive a few offers, or that I'm already in talks with somebody like Floyd or anybody else. But honestly, I don't think I'm making any decision prior to this fight. I'm gonna have to wait till after the fight.
Absolutely. Makes all the sense in the world. Again, 34-0, 28 KOs. Mikey Garcia finally returns July 30th, Showtime, Barclays Center, Brooklyn. Mike, anything you want to say to the fans here in closing?
Well, just really, really appreciate the support that I have always received from all you. It's been a long time since I was in the ring, but now that I'm back, I promise you guys will not be disappointed. I think you will remember me most for from here on forward with what I accomplished, the biggest fight, the bigger names will be taken care of from this point forward. And I'm just really, really glad I'm back. And everybody out there, make sure they tune in. Either come down and check it out live, Barclays Center, July 30th, or check it out live on Showtime.
All right, again, Mikey Garcia, we appreciate you taking out time with us here at TheTitleFight.com.
Perfect. Anytime, man. Appreciate you guys.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.